Greetings everyone, this is Danny from hartravel.com, your Royal Caribbean Star Class experts, and today I'm coming to you a little bit differently than we normally do. I'm actually here in the Royal Loft suite on the beautiful Quantum of the Seas, and I just finished 7 incredible days with my family. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the Star Class experience. We're going to dig deep into how we prepared and the things that we really loved here on board. For me, this truly was the ultimate family vacation, and Star Class is going to do that for you on any of the ships that you cruise. Now, before we dig into the details, make sure when you're ready to book your next room or suite with Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, or Silversea, make sure you reach out to the experts at Hard Travel. Just like they did for me, they can guide you through the process from start to finish, help you pick the perfect room or suite, and of course, make sure that you get the very most value for your cruise money. In fact, that's what I find is most important with Star Class, is that concept of value. Now for my family, what it meant was my kids got to be kids. My wife and I got to be husband and wife and mom and dad. We traveled with some incredible friends. We got to do whatever it is that we wanted to. This is something that everybody thinks they're gonna do on a cruise, but in reality, just like any vacation, there are some obstacles to it, and what Star Class truly does is it takes those obstacles away so that you can have your best vacation of a lifetime. Now to prepare for this vacation, I actually did it just like you would. I reached out to one of our Hard Travel advisors. I had them help me pick the perfect room or suite for me, and in this case, it was the Royal Loft suite. To be honest with you, the reason we chose it was available. They sell out really early on, and I was so excited because the Royal Loft suite on Quantum class, to me, has the best location and the best design of all of them. Now I love every single one of them, but being here in Alaska, having a massive outdoor balcony really changed the entire experience for us in a very dramatic way. So what they did is as soon as we booked, they guided me through the process to prepare for my experience with the Genie. Now you're gonna get that with Hard Travel. We're gonna help guide you through that to pick out the perfect things that you're gonna wanna do with your family, but what really is most important is communication. Now just like a good marriage or a friendship or any relationship, your relationship with your Genie is really gonna be dictated based on your communication. Their biggest disappointment, if they have any, is that they simply didn't know the things that you love, so they couldn't blow your mind in time. That is what they're here for. Now on our cruise, our Genie is Nicole, and he is absolutely incredible. They're gonna reach out to you about 2 to 4 weeks prior to departure. In that process, he asked a little bit more about ourselves. One little thing, just for example, is my little guy is just starting to walk. On a fun side note, he took his very first real steps right here in the Royal Loft suite. He's gonna have memories that will last a lifetime, even though he won't remember them for a while. Trust me, we'll bring it up time and time again, just to let him know that he's had that experience. Now for us, we wanted a baby gate. That's not something that they normally would have. They went out of their way to procure that for us before we arrived. It really did make a huge difference for us. It allowed him to have this whole downstairs area to himself. It's those little details that make all the difference. Now beyond that, the entire experience is to allow you to enjoy everything that Royal Caribbean has to offer. Their ships are completely stocked full of incredible things such as laser tag, the amazing skydiving experience here on board with Ripcord by iFly, the Flow Rider Surf Simulator, all the amazing shows, the restaurants, and that's what's gonna be literally your oyster. And yes, I did have oysters on board as well. They were delicious and included with Star Class. So our experience started even before we arrived here. What we loved about it was we knew exactly what to do when we got here. They even sent us a picture of where to go. We arrived, they brought us straight up to the suite. It was absolutely perfect. We unpacked a little bit, headed out, and had our very first specialty restaurant experience at Jamie's Italian. Now, the only thing that I'm really worried about when we get home is my daughter's had a few dozen bowls of pasta, and I have to tell you, handmade pasta is not what I'm doing at home. In fact, the entire experience here on board is not what I'm doing at home, so they better get used to it. They better love it now, because they're not gonna get it then. In fact, the last cruise we did, when my daughter got home, she wouldn't eat the normal pasta for quite a while because she wanted Jamie's pasta. So spoiling can and will occur. Now we loved that experience, but the best part of it not only was the food, but the amazing service. We got to know the servers. Here on board, they actually gave us the same server at Jamie's every time we went back. Nemo was absolutely incredible. He even made balloon animals for the kids. He really got to know us. And I've had a lot of Italian calories over the last week. Don't worry, they do have a gym here on board. At least I've heard it, and I did tour it for our video, but I haven't been there on this cruise because, well, being in the aft of the ship and having stairs, I got plenty of exercise. Also doing the 12-ounce curls, and also eating all the edamame and the sushi and the pasta. and the soft serve and the sushi and the pasta and the steaks. And well, we even had some really crazy stuff at Wonderland. I'm not 100% sure what I ate, but I do know what it was delicious. Keep in mind, if you want to see those experiences, we do have the Danny Dines video so you can see a little bit what I'm talking about. Now, the first night on board, we did want to see the show. Of course, the Genie had reserved that for us. We talked about all that before we even got on board. What I loved is we had a complete schedule, but keep in mind, the schedule can change. It really just gives you a great foundation to build off of. So we showed up to the show about 5 minutes before the show started. Our Genie took us right down to the front row seats, and we got to dig in and enjoy the royal entertainment here on board. Now, that's gonna go for all of the stage shows, including the incredible 270. I really enjoyed Star Water. That was the show here on board. Lots going on, and for the kids, there's so much amazing stimulation. You've got the music, you've got the sights, you even have the feel of it as well. It was a really well done production, and of course, the best seats in the house. Now, I've said it once, I'll say it a few more times. Star Class allows you to do everything that you thought you were gonna do on vacation anyways. You don't have to wait in lines. You don't really have to pre-plan everything too tight. You have quite a bit of flexibility, so you can do what you want, when you want, and that goes from my 1-year-old to my 7-year-old, to my wife and I, to our friends who are traveling with us. Every single one of us here in this incredible suite got what we want out of this vacation. Now, one of the things I love is they usually will communicate via WhatsApp. It's a great way to text back and forth. And the first thing he asked was, what do you want for breakfast tomorrow? Now, keep in mind, with Star Class, you can dine in your suite. You can also dine in Coastal Kitchen. You can dine in the main dining room, the buffet. You can dine anywhere you want. For us personally, breakfast is always in the suite. It allows everybody to kind of wake up at the different times they want. Though I will say that my wake up time was dictated by a tiny 1-year-old, as you would imagine, any of you who do have kiddos. But it was great because every morning when we got up, we came down, they had already set up the entire table. Each person got to select the menu items that they wanted. My wife and I had our Starbucks order ready for us as soon as we came down the stairs. I really got to find a way to have this happen at home. Do you think? Well, I've been trying to talk Nicole into coming back with us, but something about being a Genie makes him really, really happy. And I know why, because he's truly incredible at it. So we had that amazing breakfast. We were ready to head out and do nothing. It was a sea day. We went and hung out on our balcony. Now, what I have to say is I love the design of the Quantum class ships because all the Star Class suites are in the aft. You've got 2 Grand Lofts on the corners, you've got the Owner's Loft and Royal Loft on the corners down on deck 8, and then you've got the Grand Lofts in the middle. But what that means is you're gonna have the best views in the house. It's the aft of the ship. I am relatively sure, well, I don't know exactly what happened, but we saw more sea life on this cruise than I've ever seen before. And I think the reason really is I had massive 2-story windows. I could always see the ocean. I could always see the aft of the ship. And you get that massive wraparound view as well. In Icy Strait Point, we actually had an incredible amount of whales bubble feeding right behind us. We had whales jumping and breaching. We also saw otters swimming by, eagles flying by, all kinds of wildlife. In fact, I think we saw orcas, gray whales, humpback whales, plenty of dolphins. This is the spot to see wildlife. Now, this is a perfect suite anywhere in the world, but I think in Alaska or maybe the scenic parts of Australia and New Zealand, it gets even better. Now, we went and had lunch, and our very first lunch on board, you nailed it, it was Izumi. I've been to Izumi 12 times so far on this cruise. It's a 7-day cruise, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. The cool thing was, after the very first day, I didn't even order. It just started coming as soon as we sat down. What I loved about it is my 1-year-old loved it. He really enjoyed the rice, the edamame, the chicken karagi is just, it's insane. They have the teriyaki bowls, and then for Dad, they had all kinds of sushi. It's always gonna be the tuna tataki, always gonna be the champagne lobster, mix it up from there. There's so many delicious options, and guess what? The bill was $0 every time. Now, I highly encourage that you tip your waiters and wait staff. I personally always do, but my first job was in the food service industry. If you've ever done that, you know what I mean. Take care of the people here on board. The crew has been incredible. Now, I won't lie, having the purple card goes a little bit farther than everything else. When you pull that out, magically, the drinks just start flowing, the food comes, and you get to do exactly what you're looking for. Now, I know that we paid for it, but I won't lie, the most important thing for me about this week was spending time with my family. Seeing them happy, enjoying all the things that they love, whether it's going skydiving, and yes, my 7-year-old went skydiving again here on board, and she absolutely loved it. Taking her to play her first game of laser tag. The only problem was we waited till later in the cruise, and then she wanted to do it another 300 times. Managed to fit at least one more in before they closed it down for the day. Now, going back to kind of a day-by-day overlook, keep in mind every evening we had dinner. Now, we sometimes had dinner right here in the suite, delivered from the specialties or from Coastal Kitchen. Sometimes we had dinner in the restaurants as well, or even other times, one of us would stay back with the little kiddos, they would go down for bed, and then we'd send the food back and they can have those same incredible meals. We kind of had a little bit of a rotation with that, and keep in mind on Royal, they do have Royal babies and tots, so you can drop the littlest kiddos off, they'll take great care of them, they feed them, they change them. A bunch of Mary Poppins here on board, to be honest. And then they also have the kids club, so my daughter can head there, enjoy all of her fun. She really loves making things. They have the Model Magic clay, they made wristbands, all kinds of fun. They also have a science exhibition area. They also have an art studio, so the kids can have an amazing time as well. Now, our first port of call on this cruise was beautiful Sitka, Alaska. And when I say beautiful, that city is absolutely stunning. Now, if you don't know about the magic elevator key, let me fill you in. So when we boarded the ship, and sorry I didn't talk about it earlier, our Genie has a key that he presses to the elevator. It takes an elevator offline and takes us directly where we want to go. This has great value here. I think it even has more incredible value on the Oasis class ships as well. We loved that when we were on Symphony recently. And for a port day, we wanted to be very first off because in Sitka, you actually do take a shuttle into town. It's a little ways off, beautiful ride on the way there. But our Genie let us know exactly when they were going to be disembarking. He came to the suite, he met us, we went down to the elevator, used the magic key. We were very first off the ship in the very first shuttle. And that's another thing that Star Class does for you. It's going to give you quick and early access so you can focus on the family time, being together, enjoying where you are, instead of rushing from place to place. So it was great. We got into town, we walked around, we actually took the walk all the way down. They have a little hatchery there. They also have a beautiful beach where you can walk. The salmon were jumping like crazy. They're all getting ready to head up the river and spawn. And we even got to walk through a little bit of a redwood forest. They have really beautiful totems there. This was more of a self-guided day because we've been to Sitka before, but it was stunningly beautiful. When we were ready to go, we took the shuttle right back. The Genie met us at the ship. We headed right up and we were ready for another meal. You might hear a trend here. We've been eating a lot and we've been loving every single bit of it. Same thing that evening, they had skydiving lined up for my little daughter. We went up there, once again, a smaller group. They got to go more times than you normally would with a skydiving experience. There was no additional cost because it is included with Star Class, and we just absolutely loved it. To me, as a parent, there's nothing better than seeing your child smile, and to see smiles that keep on going even after they finish an activity. It makes my heart incredibly warm. In fact, it's why I do what I do. Now, keep in mind, there was plenty to do for my wife and I as well. The spa is going. Your Genie can help get you those spa treatments set up ahead of time or here while you're on board. They have lots of different options for that. If you enjoy the casino, of course, you have the casino here. One of my favorite venues, though, in all of the cruise industry is the music hall. We've really enjoyed the live music here on board, and we've been able to go quite often, once again, because the extra set of hands that we have here and because we haven't had to wait for anything. Wonderful dinner, drop the kiddos off, head on out and enjoy some wonderful music, a drink, and do some dancing. Though it's been hard convincing my wife to do that. I think it's maybe because we've been going later at night and well, the drinks are really good. So why get up and go out to the dance floor when you can enjoy company, sitting and relaxing? As parents of young children, that doesn't always happen. And so we've really soaked up every single moment, just like the moments with them. Now, all the service here on board has been exceptional on this cruise, starting with our Genie, of course, but I have to give a massive shout out to our suite attendant here on board, who is Jesus. He is absolutely next level. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's a ninja because we'll head out for a couple minutes and all of a sudden, well, we've got little kids and it's kind of been torn apart. Our entire suite is put back together. They've got incredible towel animals for the kiddos, and there were always even little treats. We really connected with him. Of course, he loves being around kiddos, has kiddos himself as well. And it's that bond to me that makes cruising so special. It's the people that you meet, people that you're gonna stay in touch with, and people that you can kind of just connect with on a human level from all around the world, whether it's passengers or of course the amazing crew here on board. So Jesus is gonna be in our memories for a very long time. He made this incredibly special. And if we even mention that we might want something in the future, magically it would appear. Same thing goes with all the meals. We dine in here, send a quick text message, all that gets cleaned up, and now it turns into a dining room table all the way into a family game night area. Now we've enjoyed all of those activities, and we've even had some great fun here in the suite. I did have to remind my daughter it's not normal that you can play hide and go seek in your room on a cruise ship. This particular one we can, and it's also not super normal to have 3 balconies. But we do have that here. It's just one of the things that makes this particular suite exceptional. But what I love about this suite is having younger kids. We're actually in the suite probably quite a bit more than we would if we had older kids. Maybe we had teenagers, or it was just my wife and I traveling together. We may head out even more often. So we've been able to make this our home away from home. I use that term not loosely whatsoever. This has been our home. We've enjoyed it. One of the things I really love is the laundry. Every single day, laundry goes out, magically it comes back. Nobody did ironing, nobody did washing, nobody did the dishes, but we've had everything that we love. Now, one of the things that I love about a cruise ship is so many components that go into making it work. Now, this is the incredible crew, the amazing design of the vessel itself. And recently I got to spend a little bit of time in the shipyard with Royal Caribbean. Going behind the scenes and seeing what goes into creating a cruise ship is truly mind-boggling. And being in Star Class, one of the things you can take advantage of are some behind the scenes tours. On this particular cruise, we took advantage of the bridge tour. I loved being up there while we were sailing. It was so much fun, so much information to learn. Now keep in mind, each bridge on every ship is a little bit different. Just like every captain, all the crew are a little bit different as well. So even if you've done it before, you're gonna learn new things. Another huge hit was the behind the scenes galley tour. The amount of work that it goes into feeding a ship like this with nearly 4,000 passengers on board, plus the entire crew, it's truly astounding. And how they do it is just as astounding. It's a really cool thing that you get to do. And being Star Class, it's gonna be done in smaller groups and a really over-the-top experience. Some other things that I've experienced in Star Class would be behind the scenes theater tour, getting to meet and ask questions to the cast. There's lots of great options on board. Now this complements all of the other complimentary activities. I already mentioned laser tag. I'm so excited that my daughter loved it. I was a 90s child. That means, well, laser tag was what we did. Didn't have cell phones, didn't have any of that other stuff. We went and played laser tag time and time again, so I love that she loved that. I love that she loves skydiving. I was in the Air Force back in the day. It's something that I really hope she gets into, real skydiving at some point in the near future. She also really enjoyed all the activities that they had in the Seaplex. One of my favorites was bumper cars. We got to do it together, and then I got to bump her right on back and drive next to each other. They even have a great Star Class waiting area where you sit, relax, head on out, and enjoy. So whether you're playing basketball, dodgeball, soccer, we even got to do a special edition of the escape room that they have here on board. Lots and lots of great puzzles. It's a really difficult one, I have to say. Once again, another complimentary activity. So whether you're looking for the intellectual side or just going out and having a bit of fun and playing pickleball, there's lots included here, and you're gonna have priority access to it all. Now keep in mind, this is my Star Class experience, and the best part of Star Class is you have your own experience. You get to craft it, you work with your Genie on it. There's something exceptionally special about having the Genie walk you right into the restaurants, sit down at that fantastic table, take you all around the ship as you need, but really be there for you when you want it, and also step away when you're good to go. Now, so much of an Alaska cruise is where you visit. I talked about Sitka already. As I mentioned, Icy Strait Point was exceptional. There were whales and wildlife everywhere. I really loved the zip line as well too. I did it on our last cruise. We've got a great video if you want to check that out. And then we also visited Juneau. It was a beautiful day in Juneau. Quite a few of our team actually hiked to the top of Mount Roberts. You can take the tram, you can head out to Mendenhall Glacier. But when you're doing the glacier here on board, one of the best things is the North Star. The last cruise that we were on here, we did take the North Star up. We got to experience it in the glaciers. What a unique experience to be that far above these incredible fjords, checking out all the wildlife, the scenery. It's absolutely stunning. Once again, an activity arranged by your Genie. Now, we've had an incredible week. We've literally done everything we've wanted. We've also skipped several activities that we had planned because we decided just hanging out and relaxing was what we wanted in that moment. And your Star Class experience is going to be just that. It's really important to understand that it starts far before you arrive on board. The more prepared you are when you get here, the more you're gonna get out of it. And that's what we do at Har Travel. Our advisors and our customer experience team is specially trained to help guide you through the process to make sure you make the best choices for you, your friends, your family, whoever it is that you're traveling with. Now keep in mind, Your Genie is going to be your Genie. You're gonna communicate with them early, you'll communicate them throughout. They're gonna give you all the things that you ask for, and they're also gonna surprise and delight you with some things that you didn't even know you wanted, or maybe you casually mentioned in passing that they made happen. But it's just as important to tell them the things that you don't like, or maybe you don't want, as it is to tell them the things that you do love. They're gonna put all that together to craft your magical experience. Now, as you can see now, selling Star Class, selling Royal Caribbean is not just my job, it's truly what I love to do. And that's the same case with all of our team members. All of them have cruised, all of them travel on a regular basis, and we love that we get to share our passion with you. Now, whether it's the complimentary on-demand movies that my daughter absolutely loves, the included beverages that I really love, and sushi, and ice cream and everything else, whatever it is that you love, you're sure to find it with Star Class. And I know, and I can guarantee, that you're gonna get the very top value for your money if you book it with Har Travel. We know we can help craft your perfect Star Class cruise vacation of a lifetime for you, your friends, family, or group at an incredible value, and get the Har Travel signature service, and of course, the Royal Genie service every step of the way.